Hey guys, it's me, your Kang here, back with another video. Back with a very special one because it's the second episode, or maybe the third episode in our series, The Kang Rambles Through. And today, this is like about a month or so late, like about 2 months late, but I want to talk about the Fallout trailer and why I'm excited for it. But first of all, I just want to get this out of real quick. The title is not clickbait, or wait, it's kind of clickbaity, right? It's not. This isn't a response to your boy's video on it, right? Where he said the Fallout show probably isn't made for you, and then I thought this Fallout show is made for me. I mean that in a way where it's sort of like it's probably going to be made for me specifically, and Fallout fans like me, right? But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the episode. First, there's this guy who made named Scoot Woo, who made a video about this. He literally said most of the stuff like that I was feeling at the time. That's mostly why I didn't make this video for a while, because he already said it. He knows what he's talking about. He said what I wanted to say, right? But yeah, if you want like a more in depth, very scripted, very not rambly slash stuttery video, then go watch his video on it, right? But second thing to get out of the way is the fact that I love Fallout 76. Like, as a Fallout fan who's played almost every Fallout game except for 1 and 2, I love Fallout 76, right? And that love comes from a few things, right? One is the fact that I don't necessarily care about continuity in the Fallout series, right? I mean continuity by how the timeline shapes up. I do kind of care about the story a bit, but like I said, I like Fallout 76 and Fallout 4. And Fallout 4 is one of those games where it's sort of like, how did this manage to get out of the writer's room? You know? But I've never cared that much about like continuity, how the timeline shapes up, or how like retcons really affect it. I never really cared about the weird ass things they're doing with the Brotherhood of Steel in the games. I never really cared about the fact that XO1 quantum power armor is in Nuka World, right? I never really cared about like how the retcons shape up. I've cared about the story to an extent, like I said. You know, New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game because it took the time and care to make a good story, right? But that hasn't always been like the case. That hasn't always been like the thing that's brought me to Fallout games. There are really three things that brought me into the Fallout games. The first one that I want to talk about very briefly is the visuals, right? Um, the visuals were like I wasn't too scared about the visuals after like the leaks came out and like it was like the power armor looked the same, the vaults looked the same. I knew they were going to get the visuals head on, right? I wasn't really that scared of it. However, like I forgot to mention as well, three of these components need to stick together in order to sort of like really make it feel like Fallout, which is the thing I care about, right? So the visuals are good. The next thing is the humor, right? And I will admit, I was scared the entire time that they missed out on the humor because the humor is something that it's not underrated, but it's understated, I guess. How important to the Fallout franchise humor is. Where it's one of those things that most real Fallout fans understand is important to the games, right? However, we don't say out loud as much as saying like, "Hey, the lore is actually kind of interesting, like this or that, or the gameplay is dope, or they don't explore the world or the story." Right? It's the humor that is really like one of the most understated, most important things to feel about that. And I'll admit, I was scared because like no one no like legit whenever it's understated that means that like anyone outside of like the actual fandom won't get it, right? And I was afraid that the humor would be missing, so it would look like Fallout and it would probably be a good story but it wouldn't feel like Fallout, and that's what I was afraid of, especially like at the beginning of the trailer that happened, right, where it's like everything before, you know, what Amazon says about themselves, where it's sort of like the wasteland is a very dangerous place and all that. When they say that had me scared because it's sort of like, oh, they're leaning into like how actually dangerous the wasteland is, because the humor undercuts all that seriousness, right? Because Deathclaws, no matter what game they're in, right, no matter what game or what they look like, Deathclaws were never scary to me at all. However, the thing is, they're very like actually scary creatures when you think about it. What Deathclaws are, what Yaguais are, like heck, even the Radroaches, which are actually shown in the trailer, right? They're kind of scary and dangerous, right? So I was kind of afraid that they would take a serious tone with like the Fallout Wastelands and all the dangers and enemies you could face in there, right? And like that's what sort of got me scared because it looked, like I said, it looked like Fallout, but I thought it was going to be souls because of the humor was going to be missing, right? And then Amazon did something really dope and like that fully restored my faith. Well, they did two things that were dope actually. One is the fact that when they introduced themselves, it said from the producers of The Boys and free 2 day shipping. That sort of gave me hope because they're sort of like, hey, they're making fun of themselves. That's dope. I like it. They're using humor. But the other thing that gave me hope was one, the playing the '50s music over a bunch of serious stuff that's happening. That's the most direct way humor is evolved in Fallout, where you could be listening to Three Dog and all of a sudden you're blowing someone's head off or something like that, right? The thing that really gave me hope, though, was how they handled the Brotherhood and power armor specifically, right? Because at first they made it look kind of badass, right? You got like the as Scoot Woost in his video, the Reservoir Dogs walk. I'm pretty sure that he was the one that said they got that Reservoir Dogs rock, where they're walking slowly towards the camera and it looks all badass and all that. But later, it seemed that Yaguai's eating them and tearing through one of the power armor people very easily, and sort of like, oh, that's like the kind of humor we're looking for in Fallout. It's nothing that makes you laugh, but something that makes it look not that serious. It doesn't make it look that serious, right? And that's like another reason why I think it's made for me. At least that trailer was made for me. At least that trailer gave me hope, right? And that third thing is coming from like rumors and stuff, and that's like the social commentary. And I've been asked by certain members of the kingdom to not talk about this extensively. However, just like if the rumors are true about it having like a bunch of social commentary and all that, that's dope because social commentary is a part of Fallout's blood. Without the social commentary, it's just a really funny, not funny, but like a dark humor post-apocalypse game that looks kind of nice, right? The social commentary is what makes it, especially like with like War Never Changes, right? That's social commentary about war and how we keep fighting it despite all these warning signs telling us that it would kill us and all that. War Never Changes isn't just like some edgy thing people say at the beginning of the games. It actually means something. So if the rumors are true and there is going to be social commentary, that's dope. That's a good thing. And yeah. But yeah, like I said, this show looks to be made for me and Fallout fans like me. If you are a Fallout fan like me, where all you need to do is get a feeling from a game to whether it's like Fallout or not, and you got a good feeling from the Fallout show, then yeah, we should be good. And plus, this is by Jonathan Nolan, and apparently the first season's of Westworld before it blew up. Not blew up like blew up plot wise. Before it got too big plot wise, the first few seasons of Westworld were amazing. So I have faith, I have hope. That's going to be great. And if you're like me, you should have faith and hope that's going to be great too. But yeah, that's me getting on my soapbox and getting off it now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then congratulations, I guess. See ya.